Hi everyone. Week 2 in semester 2. Um, just a reminder, I'm doing my hospice as my internship, and as you can tell this week, it's really hot, so I'm just a tank top and I'm outside. It's very nice. Um, anyways, back to the internship. So this week I have been working on pushing conversations more with the different people I'm visiting with. Um, One of the main things that social workers do in the hospice agency that I work for in Bayada, or I'm a part of, they make sure that the person is set up for if they have funeral arrangements, their medical. They don't have they have their family member, friend, or someone else helping to make their medical decisions. They don't have a do not resuscitate paperwork also in, because they are in hospice, so that's a part of it. So it's something that is not required when you first join, but they do work on that. So they also talk about writing wills. What does a person want? What do they need help with? So um, my biggest thing that I was nervous about was having those conversations, and my supervisor Jenny really wanted me to push myself to really bring those conversations out in people. So for one guy that I visited with, um, we were I was lucky. He started talking about how he wanted to mow the lawn. He's 86 and he has an oxygen on at all times. So I was really able to walk into that conversation a little bit easier by saying, "Do you think you can physically mow the lawn?" And he said, "No, because I'm hooked up to the oxygen and I'm in my late 80s. I don't really need to." And we kind of went off from there. And he told me about how 20 years ago he went through a really bad health crisis and um, developed his will. And he was telling me all about what he was leaving his family. And the family's very lucky to what he's leaving. But I was really nervous to upset him by starting that conversation. But at the same time, once we started having it, it was so normal to talk about. And instead of just drilling, asking questions, it was more of me wanting to learn more about him, so it didn't feel uncomfortable for him. And he was smiling through the conversation, and he even talked about when his wife passed, how hard it was, and how it took a really long time to learn the pattern, his new pattern in life, and the things that she used to do. Um, so it was a really good way to start having more in-depth conversations around why he's in hospice and what does he want out of it, and not just making sure he's getting a cup of coffee, or that um, the nurses are visiting, or just having a regular conversation. We really were able to connect, and I was able to learn the end of life for him is something that he's not scared of at this time, because he has all of that already planned. And that was really interesting to hear. Another lady I visited with, I also pushed that conversation with her too. And we were talking about, I really want to build a project with someone around something they could leave for their family member. My supervisor said that that's happened in the past. They've had a lot of social workers or interns or volunteers working on those projects. So this one lady, she's um, very vocal and she communicates with me well. She forgets things, but she loves to do crafts. So that's why we thought she would be a really great person to do a project with, maybe leave a scrapbook or a cookbook with all of her recipes. So I started having that conversation with her, and I was really nervous to bring it up. So, because I would ask questions around, "Oh, do you still craft?" "Nope, I can't anymore. My hand's broken," and just would end that piece. So I decided to take another turn with a conversation and say, are you leaving any heirlooms when you pass in the future? Because she, I think, is still confused that she's on hospice and that um, what hospice is fully. Like, she knows that she's sick, but I don't think she knows um, that she's getting near end of life. So we started talking about the different heirlooms that she has and what she's leaving for her family member, or like her kids or grandkids. Her husband already passed, so she said she wasn't leaving anything to him. But it was, at first, she was uncomfortable and kind of just would answer questions quickly, and then became more comfortable and started pointing things out in her home that she had made and have told her kids that she wanted. We did actually 2 weeks we started this conversation. The second week, she actually brought up more information. She said that she had done a day where she sat with her girls and went through her jewelry box. Even though she didn't have a lot of expensive jewelry, she just wanted to have that experience with them. So she said she knew at that point that she knew end of life was coming. In the next couple of years, it was a year or so ago she did that, and she said it felt so good to know that her girls were getting a piece of jewelry that they wanted, and that the mom didn't leave just for them, so they were able to do it together. So this week, or the past week and a half, I've been really working on pushing those conversations. And it can be really hard because I don't want to upset someone if they're not ready. And my supervisor, Jenny, has told me people make it really obvious if they don't want to. They'll just answer you directly, or they'll redirect to another conversation that you might have had right before. And she said also to notice that the next time you visit, that conversation might be even that much more easy to have, because that person might feel comfortable around, oh, you've already started that piece of the uncomfortable unknown of end of life and what could happen. So I'm curious to see what would happen this week, or this coming week, with my visits, and if anything else occurs. So let me know what you guys think. And wow, my video got really long. Sorry. I will talk to you guys all soon. Thanks.